Fubara also confirmed that the reconciliation process is underway, urging his supporters to fully participate in the peace process so that the state can move forward. Suspended Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has affirmed that President Bola Tinubu's swift intervention has salvaged the state from looming anarchy arising from the festering political crisis. Therefore, Fubara urged his supporters and the Rivers people to thank the president, expressing hope that the crisis would soon be over. Nelson Chukwudi, the governor's spokesman, quoted his principal as having said this during a meeting with leaders and stakeholders of his support group, Simplified Movement. Chukwudi said in a statement that the meeting was part of activities to mark Fubara's 2 years in office as governor in Port Harcourt on Thursday, May 29, 2025. The governor confirmed that the peace and reconciliation process, which was a precursor to restoring all executive and legislative institutions and offices in the state, was already underway. He assured his supporters that democracy and good governance would soon return to the state, as both branches of government would work together for the people's good. It should be remembered that on March 18, 2025, President Bola Tinubu proclaimed a state of emergency in Rivers after a protracted political crisis engulfed the state. Tinubu also suspended Fubara, his deputy, and members of the State House of Assembly. He appointed Vice Admiral Ibok Ibas, RTD, the former Chief of Naval Staff, as the sole administrator. However, Fubara instructed his supporters to totally submit to the peace process to enable the state to move forward. I want to assure you that the issues will soon be resolved, and you will come back to your offices, not just at the executive arm, but also the legislative arm. And I also believe that the strong relationships we had before will return, and we will begin to work together again, for the good and progress of the state. What is important is for us to have a forgiving spirit. We are already in the peace process. I want you to thank Mr. President for his timely intervention to salvage the situation, and stabilize the polity and the state. If not for Mr. President, the story today would have been different, he said.